Please accept.
So, the way we've had to do this is we are streaming over Madzin's stream. So, fingers crossed, it is all okay. I've captured his gameplay. We have the health bars lowered on his end, so that should be good. And I do believe that the first set, the first commentated 1st to 10 set in Injustice is about to happen right now. With UsedforGlue playing Batman, and has done since the original Injustice, and Madzin using Atrocitus. They're going to turn on competitive mode, they're going to disable any of their gear benefits, so this is going to be raw as it gets, really.
Let's not forget, the ability to disable gear effects is purely there for competitive play. This is basically competitive play, so this is as true to what these guys can get at top level play as they can, so let's go.
You'd be wise to give up.
You are nothing to a Red Lantern.
Let me enlighten you. Begin.
Respect for letting the intros play out as well, I must admit.
And also respect for Madzin for lowering the health bars just for this. And there we go. So this matchup, we haven't actually talked about this matchup yet. It is a battle of character power. I think some people say, is it in Batman's favor? Some people say, is it in the favor of Atrocitus? Essentially, as long as that trait is active, Batman has to be really careful for reasons just like this, where Dexter is going to basically let him convert damage. Didn't quite let that rock. Probably wanted to keep the corner positioning.
Yeah, I think Madzin was just about ready to cash out on Dexter there, but unfortunately he just ran out. It gives UsedforGlue a free corner combo, 41% chunky damage, and a patience. That's one thing that I love about UsedforGlue's Batman, is just his ability to just sit there with a bat out, because he knows that at any point he can let the trait bat go flying, and he can get obviously a full combo or establish some block pressure. He is willing to just sit there and let that happen. Misspaces the wake up. Madzin tries to whiff punish with the bloodlift, but won't get it in time, so UsedforGlue's going to take the first life bar, but so much meter down at the moment.
Catches it though. He's going to meter burn. UsedforGlue does not have the 2 bars, so he cannot air tech, and that is going to be a free catch. Cashing out with the extra piece of meter as well. Really nice. Bear with me, guys. Just going to quickly sneakily adjust volume.
But I like how
we're
already seeing these Injustice 2 mechanics being put to use, because let's not forget, Atrocitus hits like an absolute truck. If he gets a full combo launcher on you with a meter burn lift, or if he has Dex out to turn a lift into a normal lift into a full combo, being able to air tech before he hits you with the back 3 is really good, because you can react to him going for the back 3 and
nice
get it.
Punish. That's going to be a punish right there. Again, one of the interesting things about Injustice is so many characters can actually they have moves that reach great distances, but that actually almost becomes more of like a large distance-based footsie game. In a matchup like this, where Atrocitus has to be really careful about doing those unsafe lifts, even if Batman's at this range, because he can punish it with the grappling hook.
Or we get tagged by the low. There we go. Actually does a meatless conversion, turns a normal lift into a Dexter shot, into another one. Nice cashing out from Madzin. You can tell he wanted to keep the bar there, because he knew that UsedforGlue was approaching Clash. He didn't want to give him the option to spend all that bar to get it back, and he wants to save it himself. Madzin needs one more touch into a reset to take this last
nice
bar.
Punish onto the takedown, staggering the low right there, but that's actually going to be a full hit. I don't think he can kill on this, but he's going to get really close. That's a free trait. Catches the wake up.
I actually like how Madzin did not take the full damage there, just to make sure he's got Dex out, just to give him that maximum chance. There's the lift. That's probably going to be it. No, he misses the back 3. Used gets a jump over, doesn't get anti-ed. There's the chip damage. He is so low right now, and the punch blow is going to take game number 1.
So I think at the end that was a really interesting situation, and there's one thing that Madzin is doing that is really important to a matchup like this. He is consistently basically in the neutral, having that shield in front of him when the trait's active. And the reason for that is because he doesn't want Batman to chew up his offense with the trait. One thing we haven't touched on is, right here, the second Batman gets this trait, you'll notice that Madzin is incredibly reluctant to press anything, because the second he presses a single button, trait as Batman will punish anything he tries to do.
But that's the kind of range that UsedforGlue needs, or would really want to play at. When you can really alternate your trait bat with your normal projectiles to chew up that shield, it becomes a big problem. But UsedforGlue, unfortunately, having some execution errors, costing him big damage potential, tries to do a wake up and just gets slammed for it. Again, there's the parry on reaction as well. UsedforGlue manages to recover a little bit, doesn't get the whiff punish, and the Dexter shot's going to keep him safe. Again, Madzin just with the relentless Dexter pressure.
UsedforGlue trying to bet it on a little bit of a parry. Good block there. And just in time, the trait disappears, but a really nice air tech there from Madzin. Catching it right there. Puts himself in the corner.
Down one lift. Got to be careful. There's an air tech of his own, but there's the throw to punish the landing as well. The adaptation instantly happening straight away. Oh, does a Dexter right in his face and doesn't get punished for it. UsedforGlue letting him get away with murder at the moment.
I actually really like the fact that UsedforGlue cancelled that into a retreating bat as well, knowing that Madzin was going to actually go for a trait shot there. But I think one of the things that we're seeing at the moment is that Glue seems a little bit timid. We need to see him tighten up that execution, so when he makes that read, he can get the payout that he needs. Because if he's dropping the setup here, he's just not only giving Atrocitus that room to breathe, but he's giving Atrocitus trait, and the trait is how he's going to win the matchup.
And there's that trade using the shield, like you said before, but actually gets a full dash and punish of Dexter this time. That was really, really good of UsedforGlue, because he actually, even though he was so down on life, you have the ability to clash, which is really helpful with just getting that life back. We can see Madzin's popped the Blood Siphon right now to try and get a little bit of advantage, but when you've got this much life, and you've got the meter, and you've got the clash, life leads don't mean anywhere near as much, because you get a super massive chunk of health back if you get a good clash.
And that's actually a really nice setup that Madzin's going for. He's going for the restand, but before he does it, he pops the shield earlier. And that's a big part, meter burning the sort of like the blood drain just to get the added plus frames that he doesn't get without it. Nice tech from UsedforGlue, but this is looking kind of rough. Goes in for the trait, doesn't cash out though.
He's waiting for the wake up. There we go, that super's going to be good. That's going to connect and going to seal game number 2 for Madzin. I think UsedforGlue is trying to, you can tell he's always trying to bait the reversal. He's always trying to bait the wake up. But I feel like Madzin knows that, so Madzin isn't biting. He's kind of just resetting to neutral in this situations. But it's quite difficult, really, because there's that kind of like sweet range where Atrocitus just has the mids that Batman just doesn't have the range to contest with unless he's got the trait up. But we're seeing Madzin, as soon as he sees that UsedforGlue hasn't got any bats out to contest, he is just throwing those mids out, and there really isn't much that UsedforGlue can do in retaliation. However, I would like to see him start doing some push blocking when he sees that Madzin's got that trait up and he's just trying to lay on that pressure. Just trade the bar out, get him out of your face so you can reset that distance.
One thing I'd also really like to see is just that was a guaranteed punish, yet he went for a reset, not a catch. And that's the way I feel like has been one of UsedforGlue's issues is not hit confirming, like not seeing something connect and going for it right there. That's a guaranteed punish. How much damage? He's going to meter burn that. Really nice catch on the grappling hook as well, just to reposition into the corner.
But that's the 40% right. Oh, he tries to go for the tricky reset stuff, trying to corpse hop, flip over. Unfortunately, ever so slightly mistimes it. Tries to turn that to reset. I respect it. Wasn't going to get the damage to kill without it. And there's a chip, but the down 2 challenge.
Wow!
Madzin. That is the exact kind of play we expect from him.
That was a Madzin uppercut. That was by pure definition a Madzin uppercut. I have nothing to lose.
Glue was going for chip, right? He wanted to get that chip kill, and Madzin knew, right, I have to get out my down 2 here, because if he chips me out, I'm dead. There was no reason not to. Really smart stuff. Oh, there's a down 2 again. Challenges the jump over Madzin with the good reads. He's going to transition. No, tries to get the corner pressure, but accidentally misses it, and that's a full combo punish. How much damage is UsedforGlue going to cash out this time? No, he drops it once again into a punch float. Madzin starting to really make him sweat for these mistakes.
Nice block on the wake up. I think Glue thinking, well, if I block anything on block, I'm going to get chipped out and die. So he may as well have tried to get that knockdown, but at this point he is going to have to just sort of sit here and wait out the trait, but the shield is going to make it easier said than done. He's not going to get a Dexter shot, but he is going to meter burn. And we don't see an air tag. Maybe UsedforGlue predicting that, but
I think he's just trying to hold on to the meters at this point. Blocks the string, doesn't get a punish, tries, but just stubby arms, ever so slightly out of range.
One of Batman's troubles, I mean, he does lack the range, especially when he's not got the bats available for the trait. But in this situation, if Glue was to actually let the bats rip, right there, nice catch! And he's not going to go for the clash because he knows that Glue, another execution drop. He really needs to start doing these combos, otherwise...
Oh wow, that was actually quite a nice recovery with the wake up raw grappling hook. That's what I meant to say. I got there in the end.
A little bit of a tongue twister.
No, I can understand that because he predicted that mid rush in as well, because he's actually got the clash out of Madzin now. I know he's managed to get the life lead, but without that clash available, actually this is like reset city now. UsedforGlue's going to have a lot of freedom. And he's got a lot of bar as well. Is he going to cash out himself? No, he's holding on to it.
I will be honest, I don't know whether I agree with the fact that he went in there. I mean, like, if Madzin has almost no meter and he loses trait from full screen because Glue has just waited it out, what does Glue have to fear in that situation? He gets hit by a raw forward too. That's going to be massive damage, but it's not going to kill. But it will be a guaranteed trait. Good block on the wake up, and Glue, basically, I will say, letting that game slip through his fingers right there.
But it all is boiling down to these execution errors, which I feel like that's kind of, along the years, has been quite an issue for Glue, is when he's playing casuals, when he's just playing normally, his execution is really good. You know, it's really reliable. He gets a lot of damage out. But when it comes down to sets that are quite serious, right? Sets that he all of a sudden has to take seriously, his execution will repeatedly fail him, which is a big shame, because with a character like Batman, he has the tech, he has the knowledge. It's just if your execution's going to let you down, then you're basically making yourself work so much harder than you need to.
But it's one of those matchups where because Batman does kind of have this range issue, especially when he's not got the trait available, he really needs to capitalize on those hits. So if he lands a hit on Atrocitus, he needs to make sure that he is on you the entire round. But Batman is a character that can make that happen. He has got the ambiguous jump in stuff. He can restand you into the grappling hook mix-ups, but we are actually currently yet to see any of that. We saw signs of that in the last game. Nice catch. Here comes Glue. Good pop-up. Really nice conversion right there.
But that's the kind of stuff we need to see him do every time he touches Madzin. You know, we need to see him get that maximum damage. We need to see him get the reset potential. But when you just drop all your combos, it's just become so much more hard than it really needs to. But actually throwing a lifeline, he's still alive. Doesn't get...
Wait, what? Oh no, the blood drain.
Yes.
That's Kotal Khan Sunray levels of stuff. Just popping that because there's no reason not to. Really smart. However, that's going to be a clean punish from Glue. Nice air tech just to get out of dodge. But he's going to have to be really careful because Atrocitus, that trait will only ever become more and more dangerous.
There you go.
But a good catch.
Full confirm. There we go. That's the kind of stuff we need to see him do. Back 2-3. No messing around. Easy stuff. And there we go. Is he going to spend the bar? No, there's the trade. Madzin taking a little bit of life away from Glue, but Glue is going to take the life bar away. Gives him that little bit of breathing space.
Now, interestingly, trait's not going to be available yet. Nice punish.
That was a punish.
Yeah, that was good. I was about to say, you cannot whiff this kind of stuff from far away, but a big...
Another drop.
Another combo drop from UsedforGlue. That's going to be so costly. But a nice wake-up harpoon, knowing that Madzin was going to go for it. I feel like it's the reads. The reads and the decision making is always on point, but I feel like it's Glue's ability to land these combos consistently that seems to be his biggest issue. A nice punish, a good block on the low. That forward 2-2 mix-up is very, very tricky to block.
Oh, tries to bait the wake up. You can tell he tries to cancel out there. Tricky stuff, gets the overhead, plus frames. Oh, Madzin jumps out of it, disrespects. There we go. This is the pressure he needs to get. Gets Dexstar out, but this is the kind of full screen game. He's going to chip him away if he's careful.
Atrocitus with 4 bars of meter and a trait is enough to kill you for anything. He's going to go for the back 3. Opts to go for the combo, drops it though.
Oh, tries to wake up throw. Gets tagged with it again. Backdashes. I like it. He's trying to make that space. He hasn't got Dexter. He needs to go in now. He needs to go in now. There he goes. Is he going to go for the unclashable stuff? No, he just goes for the jump in. He could have done a couple of back 3s.
I feel like that might have actually been a reset attempt. It might have been...
But he didn't need to.
That was a late jump
meter burn back 3 for the enhanced damage. Unclashable.
Perhaps indeed.
I hope he doesn't live to regret this.
He's going to jail it with the trait and he gets hit. He has to clash. Why isn't he using clash? Oh no, the chip, the parry connects.
Oh, clutch stuff, gets the bat out, hasn't got Dexter. Oh, there's the jump in! Do not drop this! Do not. Oh, there's the air tech from Madzin. Keeps it alive on the lift!
Two mechanics! The air tech.
Oh, why
geniusly used by Madzin.
But that, okay, literally, UsedforGlue put himself in a situation, he just had to clash. He had even meter, he just had to reset that, not take that guaranteed damage.
So there were a couple of key mistakes there. The first one was the fact that he did not go for double back 3 for some reason. Instead, he went for a reset attempt, which allowed Madzin to clash. The second big mistake was the fact that he just didn't clash.
Again,
I don't know why.
Having the knowledge, we see he blocks the lift. And he went for the slide punish because the Dexstar shot doesn't actually make it safe against the slide because the slide goes under. UsedforGlue knows that. It's just, it all comes down to this execution, which is such a big problem that's haunting him right now.
The problem is, and a good bait there from Madzin, but he's just giving Madzin a lot of this potential to make these comebacks. Gets a clean jump in, doesn't confirm though. Nice catch right there.
Oh, unfortunate trade, gets him a free Dexstar. Oh, and whiffs the slide as well. UsedforGlue, unfortunately spacing it poorly. Madzin's going to run away with that round as well.
That full screen whiff though, definitely not what he wanted. And that's what he's trying to go for. But one of the reasons Madzin goes for the sort of like the blood absorb is because when he builds sufficient amount of blood from that move, he can meter burn it and then get plus frames off that as well, which is a way for Atrocitus to be dangerous and enforce pressure even if he doesn't actually have trait available.
Oh, and there's the punch flow again. Madzin actually hasn't done too many wake-ups this set. So definitely is going to try and establish that threat. There's that lift again. Tries to get a run-in string punish. A little bit greedy, but going to get some pressure this time. There whiffs the down 2. No whiff punish. And he actually throws him straight into the corner.
Now, this is going to be really... Oh, the dangerous stuff. Nice read. The air tech's going to be good, but the problem is he's taken so much damage already. However, Martin has, unfortunately... almost lost his trait.
This is where it gets difficult though, because UsedforGlue currently, he hasn't got trait anymore. He's down on meter, he's down on life, and his trait is currently still recharging. This is going to be quite a difficult situation. He hasn't really got any of those comeback mechanics left at his disposal. If he doesn't drop this week, I mean, just use this round. Get the confidence in your execution back, you know. Tell yourself that you can spend the rest of the set not dropping things. That's the kind of stuff we need to see him do. Spend the bar, get the pressure in, lay it on thick. Do not let Madzin disrespect these frames.
But I feel like this is what seems to be the heartbreaker currently. Oh, and fantastic block from Madzin right there.
It. Oh, there's a punch float. We can see him punish. Oh, there we go. Turns it into trait. Oh, there's the bait, the backdash. Oh, no, tries to confirm. Doesn't quite get it, though. Now, this is going to be dangerous. He's blocking against Atrocitus. There we go. That's going to be it for sure. UsedforGlue looking really strong at the end of that match, but still ultimately falling short. Madzin moves on 5-0 at the moment.
We're seeing moments of greatness from Glue. We definitely are seeing situations where you can say, yes, that was a good idea. But it's just, ultimately, Madzin is just coming out on top when it comes to that final decision, that final conversion, that final punish. he is always the one that is, I guess, being a bit more solid, you know, and composed. Composure is so important, even early on, you know, learning how to deal with this kind of stuff. And we're seeing absolutely explosive, aggressive rushdown moments from Glue that we just need to see so much more of, but currently we're not.
But he definitely needs to be careful at letting Madzin go for the trait summons when he has bats out. You see him call Dexter, you can straight up just, you know, press your trait button and punish it. Again, I don't quite understand why he's getting hit by so many of these raw lifts.
I mean, like, in that situation, you always have to block low. Like, there is no other way Atrocitus can open you up from that range. However, speaking of getting opened up, this is when he's going to do it. He has at least one more shot in him.
Oh, no, he goes under it. There we go. The sweet stuff from Glue. Gets a full corner combo. It's going to keep him there for sure. Gets a trait bat out. No. Gets the plus frames. Good blocks from Madzin. Disrespects for the down one. There we go. He's going to get a full conversion. Spends a bar. And that was a nice confirm as well. Oh, wow. Misses the last hit. Not too bad, though. Still has the life lead.
He needs to watch out. If Glue wins the round, it's going to be right here.
Nice blocks again. Backdash is smart stuff. There we go. There's the call. He has Dexter. Oh, and there we go.
Actually, I think that almost is a good trade for Glue, because he's going to go into this next round. Half of the trait has to be filled back up, so he's not going to go into it, but the 50-50 is good. So, I mean, that would have been death. That would have been the round had he not got it. And there we go. I was just about to say, he's sufficiently built enough of the charge. He's going to be able to meter burn that, and you have to be worried about that.
I think Madzin is the only Atrocitus that we've seen do that so far as well. Like, definitely making the most out of that move.
Well, we discussed that quite heavily, because I've been exploring...
Oh, that could have been death, but he lets him live. No, the throw does enough. No, he has like a magic pixel keeping him alive. All this damage to UsedforGlue is free damage right now that he shouldn't have let him have.
Oh no,
not again.
He's alive on absolutely the purest definition of magic pixel.
But because he did a punish with a throw instead of a full combo, he literally lost over half of his life bar completely unnecessarily.
Now, this is going to be quite dangerous. Now, that actually, I believe that might have been some kind of harpoon attempt. But I don't know. He's not going to be able to really punish any of this while Dextar's in the play, catches the overhead. Still alive, but at this point looking
There's
really
that jump
rough.
back, gets it. Has 2 bats available. What can he do with this? There's the zoning game, going to get those plus frames. Use the block strings. There's the raw lift. There we go, full combo. Cannot mess this up. Has a bat available again. Restand, reset attempt. Oh no, Clash is coming out straight away from Madzin. Has a massive meter advantage. It's guaranteed life back. And if he wins the Clash, he's getting out of the corner too.
This is going to be quite dangerous though, because he's going to have trait. And he's going to pop it, just like that. Now, I think the only thing Glue could have done in that... The only thing Glue could have done in that situation was predict the trait and go for the raw harpoon, which probably would have punished it.
But we've seen him do that a lot already. That clearly is an option that he knows when he reads that Madzin's going to go for that trait, which 9 times out of 10 after a Clash, you know, Atrocitus is going to feel safe enough to do that because he's got the space to work with. But again, if you know he's going to do that, you can go for the harpoon. Oh wow, that was an amazing challenge from Madzin there.
Well, the forward one is an incredibly fast normal, so if you trade with it, it's great. It is a high though, I believe the forward one is a high, but at the start of the round where someone's going to try and press a button, it will only ever contest what the other guy is trying to do.
Well, gets caught by another lift again. I'm not really sure what UsedforGlue's worrying about by like stand blocking all the time, because these lifts are completely taking so much life away from him. Spins the bar. There we go. Gets the corner pressure, keeps it. No, he drops the combo once again. It comes down to this consistent issue. Oh, he gets tagged by another lift. Spends the bats as well, unfortunate. And there's a full confirm from Madzin. Oh, wow.
Wow, I think just probably maybe even toying with Glue at this point. He absolutely did not need to spend that bar, but he does it anyway on the conversions. But I love how efficiently Madzin is able to constantly micromanage the projectile and the shield at the same time.
But you know why he can do that. But you know why Madzin, of all players right now, is good at managing this trait with its individual sets of attacks. These, you know, buffing moves that Atrocitus has access to. In Mortal Kombat X, he was the premier Blood God Kotal Kahn player. And Blood God played a very similar way, you know. He had these crazy extra powers that you kind of had to micromanage in the middle of competitive games. And obviously Atrocitus fits his playstyle quite well.
I think that's why he's currently gelling quite well with the game. And as we can see here, it's just... I actually feel like the games are getting harder and harder for Glue as time is going on. But we just really need to just see a more explosive level of rushdown from Glue. I mean, ultimately, that is this matchup. The second Batman pops trait, and you start enforcing the hard-to-block mix-ups, the ambiguous jump-ins, the cross-ups that you're not sure where they come out. It is all based on getting one hit, and as we can see, Madzin's blocks are just impeccable. You're not going to open this guy up with traditional pressure. You need to mix things up a little bit more. You need to get that touch of death and stay on him the entire game.
Speaking of which, we do see UsedforGlue. He has got no clash right now, but he has a ton of bar, and the corner pressure he's chipping away. There's the block on the overhead. Oh, baits up the down 2. Plus frames on the back 3. There we go, full punish. Not a maximum amount of damage though, but something.
The danger
very, very quickly tightening up the life bars.
Gotta be really careful though, because one touch and it's gonna be game over for Glue. Has no wager either.
And no, is that it?
Yeah.
He built 2 supers in one game. Oh my word. If anything reigns true for how quickly you build bar in Injustice 2. 2 supers in one game in a NetherRealm title. And they were useful in closing out the round. Yes, UsedforGlue's gone. That's it. Wow, just like that. 2 supers at once.
Now, unfortunately, Glue finds himself in a very, very tricky situation. He is down 7 games, and the highest chance he had to win some of these games is early on, you know. But unfortunately, he does not have that safety net anymore.
But that's kind of the same opportunity. He got a full jump in with punish. But wasn't able to turn it into big damage. So here we go, Madzin sitting there with like 20% life down, where it should be near enough half life at this point. And he's going to touch him once, and that's to confirm. That's one of the biggest issues, is UsedforGlue is having these execution problems, and Madzin is having the opposite effect. Madzin is landing everything, and it's Atrocitus. So when he's hitting you with max damage, he is massively hurting you. Oh no, doesn't get a full combo.
It would have been good, I think, if Glue just had a couple of extra bats in that trait, but the single one is not going to give enough hit frames to let that back 3 connect, and the 50-50 again. For those that may be wondering, forward 2-2-3 and forward 2-2 puddle is a true complete 50-50. You cannot react. You do have to guess. However, it's only dangerous when Atrocitus has trait. Otherwise, it's completely unsafe.
However, you would normally think that and go, well, if he hasn't got trait, then he's not going to go for the unsafe one, right? Madzin is not afraid to throw out the fully punishable version, especially when Glue is consistently. And that was a nice punish on the air tech. UsedforGlue changing up his corner combo. That's going to be really cool. Gets the restand. This could be his situation. Has the bats. No, whiffs the back 3. No, oh no, gets the down 2 punish. Misses the follow-up. Again, it all comes down to these decision-making is great. The knowledge is great. The tech is great. But it all comes down to the execution. And that's exactly what he needs.
That's what he needs, man. That's what he needs to look for in these situations. It's just, we've said this time and time again. History is repeating itself every single game. When it comes to the decisions, he is on the money. When it comes to the knowledge, he's on the money. But it is just the execution that is letting him down so consistently.
Now he just gets tagged by it again. Still a 50-50 on the second hit, but just the low or the normal overhead.
That's going to be a guaranteed trait. And now this is where things get dangerous. Again, gets us wrong. He's going to have to wager this, but opts not to instead.
And there we go. Dexstar is no longer in play. He now has complete control. He has to lay it on thick now. Madzin cannot be allowed.
He's completely terrified to press a button. That was absolutely UsedforGlue's round to take advantage of. There was no trait on the side of Madzin. He had 3 bats at his disposal, and he just sat there and just did nothing. He just sat there and looked at him, and nothing came of it.
But at that same time, I can understand why he's doing that, because he's expecting Madzin to throw out these down 2s, you know, to throw out these buttons that he has been doing to challenge his situations. Because Madzin is he plays with his gut. He is one of the players that is summed up the most in the NOS community by he is not afraid to play with his heart. You know what I mean? Like if he feels it's going to work, he's going to do it, even if it's relatively unorthodox. And UsedforGlue is the opposite. UsedforGlue is very methodical, so it can throw him off if his opponent plays like that. But it is down to him to be able to adjust to that playstyle, especially if Madzin. There we go. There's the full punish. Gets the air attack, but takes 30% first. So actually trades 2 bars to still take 30% damage. And UsedforGlue still basically even on life right now. So not too bad of a trade for Glue. Again, trying to call the trait. He does actually get it, so he's going to take that projectile all day just to guarantee you can see the damage output. And again, I actually really like that reset attempt where he goes for the back 2-3, and then while he's stuck in the blood animation, he does back 2-3, down back 3. When he's stuck in that recharge animation, he then pops the shield, so there is no way his opponent can press the button. A genius restand setup. There you go, trying to get that space. Madzin loves to just get full screen to set out that Dexstar. Gonna get tagged by another lift, all this free damage. Oh, there's the full whiff. No whiff punish, but Madzin challenges the whiff punish with a down 2. And the whiff punish is late, so he actually launches him for free. UsedforGlue going to get away, though, but is down on life. Is Madzin going to spend bar? No, he saves all of his meter.
Well, I think in this situation he may as well. Oh, the wall. Wake up, Puddle. He's not going to be able to wager any of this. punch float's going to connect. He's going to meter burn it just to get that character power time back up. The meaty forward 3 straight into trait, and just like that, Madzin straight back on the offense. A nice punish, but I do wonder if it's too little too late, Mustard.
He has got games to come back. I mean, obviously he's 8-0 down right now, so it's going to be difficult for him. But when he starts remembering these crucial things in the matchup to punish, he can definitely start taking games. It's just, again, like you said, hopefully it's not too late.
Now, unfortunately, he is on the verge of being 9 games down. If this 50-50 comes out, which it does, and it's, yeah, that's a lot of life that you have to make up for. Unfortunately, Madzin is up 9 games to UsedforGlue 0.
It's looking rough right
this
now.
Is not the this is not the result that we expected. UsedforGlue was a very prominent European Injustice player back in the day, and he has been playing and putting a lot of work into Injustice 2, but unfortunately this set is just not working out for him. Madzin looking incredibly strong, demonstrating just no fear, and this is the Madzin that we know. It's the reads, it's the reactions, and it is going, I am not afraid to make this key decision, and he will commit to the end, and it is working all the time for him. Look at this damage.
And goes the transition for the
first time in 10 games.
For the first time in 9 games, coming on our 10th game, we see a stage transition. But it just comes down to both these players really loving that corner pressure. They don't want to transition. They want to make sure they've still got that space. And again, UsedforGlue is looking like he's going to go down 10 games to 0 unless he can make something work right now. And again, gets tagged by another Bloodlift.
He's going to go for the wager, but
no, this is a good wager. This is a good wager. He's got more meter. He's down on life. He's guaranteed to get back this life that he's already lost. Guaranteed health back. I like that wager. It also means that he can air tech with the rest of the bar.
But it's just the fear. Like, Madzin has put the fear into Glue. He has a trait. He is the one that should be the aggressor, and he's not doing anything.
Gets the block. Meter burn back 3 again. That's exactly the kind of stuff we need to see him do. To a nice damage again, 40%. Chunky damage, oh, missed the back 3, but a full combo whiff punish. Corner damage, drops it. There we go, we see Madzin go for it. There's the meter back 3 again, and right away we go straight back to the other part of the stage. UsedforGlue actually still very much in this. He has plenty of life on his second life bar to work with. Madzin now taken down to his second life bar as well. Unfortunately, he has an absolute ton of bar to work with as well as Dexter. He knows he's going to do it. There's the full whiff punish, and spends 2 bars to air tech, but no, gets opened up by the lift. That could be disastrous.
And there's that restand into the blood drain, into shield. Can't press buttons, the 50-50's good. Tries to air tech, but right as he does it, gets hit anyway. At this point, I would be willing to call it. The meter burn, down, catches, and that is all she wrote. A clean 10-0 for Madzin, and definitely not the result that we expected.
No, definitely. I feel like early on in the set, UsedforGlue had a ton of games where he was doing really well, but unfortunately just 1 or 2 mistakes kind of threw the game away. But the further that set went on, almost the more uncomfortable UsedforGlue became. But you can tell, especially in those last few games, when he started to remember the meter burn back 3 punish on the blood lift, even if you go for a Dexter shot, it still punishes. As well as a few other things, like, just generally how to play the matchup. He definitely started to look better off. But unfortunately, could not adapt in time. Madzin runs away with that one with super dominant Atrocitus play. Very, very well played. But I want to say thanks to these guys for giving us this opportunity to do this. Obviously, these guys did not have to take their time out of beta grinding, especially Madzin. Both of these players were willing to stream for us, to stream over to get this on. So both players were super happy to be involved in this. And this will not be the last we see of these 2 players. I can promise you that.
Well, I think ultimately, seeing as the game is currently still in its beta stages, this is why it is important to understand, for those that want to compete, that have access to the beta and are fortunate enough to have got in the codes early, this is the stage you find out what your weaknesses are. This is the stage that you find out what your weaknesses are, what are you missing, what do you need to improve on, so when the game comes out, you already know where your weaknesses lie.
Well, better to have this in the beta than when the game's out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Better to get this kind of thing out early. I mean, let's not forget, these guys have both played hundreds and hundreds of games on the beta right now. Like, this is 10 matches of what will certainly be thousands to come when this game releases. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you, Madzin and UsedforGlue, for being part of this today. We will eagerly await your return on the 1st to 10 series. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. We appreciate it. Obviously, this is different to how we normally do it, so thank you for sticking with us. Hopefully, you found it entertaining. This will certainly not be the last Injustice 1st to 10 we do. Do stick around. We're gonna, as soon as this the beta update drops, we're gonna do some Blue Beetle stuff. We're actually probably just gonna play some online, do some normal gameplay, I suppose. Yeah. What do you think?
I reckon so. I reckon we may as well do that right now. I'd love to give things a bit of a switch so we can go back to our own gameplay, but yeah, I think I'm about ready to try and actually play some Injustice and wait for this Blue Beetle update to drop.
All right, excellent. Well, we're gonna swap over and play some Injustice, guys. When the Blue Beetle update drops, provided it's not like 3 a.m. for us when it actually comes out, we are going to be playing a ton of that all night. So please feel free to stick around. We're going to take the stream offline so we can sort our equipment out and swap over to our own stuff, so we're not going over Madzin. But yeah, see you guys in a bit. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in a few minutes when we're set up and running with our own stuff. So see you in a bit.